dum 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 dum
Space between Space between.
What's going on? This is the Space Between podcast where we talk about the space between life and art, passion of business, what's happening now, and what's happening next. I'm Pat Shand.
I'm Amy Shand.
Wait, what did you say?
Nothing.
No, what did you say?
The space between throats and bolos. Don't worry about
Explain it.
Don't worry about it.
Explain it.
So today I brought this doll to work in my pocket because it's really small. But the cool thing is it changes color in ice water. So I took a clear cup and I put ice water in there and I just dropped her in there and she was just floating in there, different color.
Now,
And I was showing it to everyone through the glass. I was like, look.
For those who aren't watching the video podcast, Amy, can you describe what this toy looks like?
It's like, what is it, like an inch tall?
It's about an inch, yeah.
It's like an inch tall little rubber LOL little sister doll. She's like a little baby doll with a pacifier in her mouth. All plastic. Vinyl, I think. So anyway. Hey guys. Yep, this is the Space Between podcast. I'm Amy Shand.
So, I just want to elaborate a bit on something that Amy brought up. Amy and I have our own language together. It's
Still going with it.
It's called Shanforce. And this is just a true fact. When two geniuses
Or weirdos.
become one, okay? No, Amy and I have started, pretty much ever since we were just dating and just me hanging out at your place, we started to build our own language, and it's evolved over the years, and you'll see in the vlog. I'm surprised we haven't gotten any comments about this, as our vlog numbers just fucking skyrocket.
I got complimented on that today at work.
Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. Who said that?
Little Javen was like, I was looking through review videos and stuff, and I saw your face, and then I was like, oh wow, this video has like 2,000 views. They've got some, I forgot what he said, but he's like, so I clicked it.
Yeah. Yeah, we, for a while when we first started our channel, we were, our vlogs were kind of idling around, and all we did was vlogs. We're going up to about like 40 views. But now, since we've been doing the reactions, our biggest view has 15,000 views.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
It's been a fun experience. Going to the YouTube viewer, network, I guess, because they're they're their own community, and so it's really fun because now that they're watching the review videos, they head over to our vlog and see what's up with that. Right. But anyways, the point is, in the vlog and everything, when we're just talking more freely, out and about on the town, is when we mostly use the language that we made up. Yeah. So it's like pretty much in there, and he puts like subtitles and stuff. And sometimes when our friends come over, like my friend Kim, she's so funny. She'll be sitting in the living room, and I'm so comfortable with Kim. Like for some people, it just like slips out. But when she's here, it's like I just am speaking like naturally at home. Yeah. So it's basically half English, if not less, and then 70% Shanforce. And she will be like, what is that language you're speaking?
She does.
And I'll be like, oh, we made it up. And she's like, oh, that's cool. One time I made you magnets of the words, but we have so many more words now.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we say I want to make like a dictionary.
We could make a whole dictionary. The translation of what Amy said at the start of the podcast, she said, the space between truths and bolos. That means the space between assholes and balls.
That's disgusting.
You said that.
I can't believe you said that.
You said that.
You're crazy.
So how's your day today?
So vulgar. It was good. I'm trying to remain on the positive note at work. I realized that when I work earlier in the day, it's so much better for my attitude, but I can't do that 3 days of the week because I babysit in the morning. So, but it's cool. It was a good day. It was not too busy. Weekday. So.
One thing I forgot to say at the start of the podcast, I just want to put this up front,
The chair.
How do I do this? I'm trying to get it. Here we go. Boom.
Boom.
Retired magical girl. Now, listen. I'm not trying to stunt on you guys, but I made this shirt, okay? This is merch from Space Between. This is Destiny New York. It's our main title as a publisher. It's our flagship title, our first and our longest running title.
It's ongoing, yeah.
It really is, yeah. We have volume 3 coming out in 2 months from now. The Kickstarter was successful a few months back, but Retired Magical Girl is a shirt from Destiny New York. If you're a fan of the book, you know what it is. If you aren't, check down in the description below in the, as John Green says, the doobly-doo. Mm-hmm. You will see a link to Destiny New York. You can buy it on Amazon, physical, or if you're more of a digital person and you want your possessions out there in the cloud, you can get it on Comixology digitally.
Nice.
But yeah, I had something that I wanted to say to you today. This isn't what I wanted to say.
Okay.
But I'll say it.
All right.
So I started to drink smoothies for breakfast today, and this is like this is such like gym in January energy, but I feel energized from having drank, instead of a regular meal, I drank fucking, I put frozen strawberries, frozen and cut them myself, like a farmer. Just call me Dwight Schrute, right? And blueberries with a dash of soy, right? And fucking a whole banana, right?
That sounds really good.
Pop that dick in half, put it in the blender, blended it, and had a bit of problems because it was, I think, boiling, right? But then I put some water in it, loosened that bitch up, and drank it. It was, I don't want to say it was good, okay? It was refreshing, okay?
Yeah, but it worked for you, too, because you're saying that you feel good now. And I believe you, because you've been eating more fresh the last couple days. Like yesterday, I looked over and you were just eating a straight-up banana. Yeah,
I don't want to get too excited. Lost 5 pounds this week.
Hell yeah.
This week.
Good on you.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
And also you've been walking, so those two things in tandem are probably working out really well for you. I'm proud of you. Even when I'm at work, you go walking. When I got home from work today, you were outside the house because you had been walking around with your sneakers on.
Yeah, I mean, I've basically when I walk, what I'm really doing is showing off my kicks, okay?
And you have some kicks to choose from when you go out each time.
I do though.
But you pick the darker colored ones, or?
Yeah, the Vandals. Those are the ones I had actually. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. Perfect. Yo, you brought it fucking full circle.
Nice.
The Vandals, my white and galaxy colored. I think it's called Nikes. They're they're a bit too bulky for me to like walk around comfortably in for a walk. So those I'm just gonna take on when I want to stunt like a red carpet or something. But
very common.
Hey, I might get an invite somewhere. I can't say what it is soon, but I might get an invite to a Netflix premiere of a show that I'm writing the comic for it. Do you remember what it is or no?
You'd have to jog my memory off camera, but that's really exciting. I didn't know that.
Hopefully, yeah. Oh, hey, we have Zach O'Connor.
Hi, Zach.
In the chat, live viewing. What's going on, man?
That was so cool to make his frappuccino the other day.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, Zach is a longtime friend of ours. He and Amy met at Starbucks a few years ago now, right? Zach has also been a gigantic supporter of the whole company. And also, Zach recognizes that Amy is an amazing barista. Mm-hmm. So Zach will go into Starbucks and get a frat from Amy, though it had been a while, so Amy was elated to meet Zach's. It was so nice to
see him, and I totally spaced it, but I wanted to show the people that was working on the floor his dope-ass tattoo based on Clonsters.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But Zach, because I was so excited to see him, I totally forgot.
Has the first Space Between tattoo ever.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Choice.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
And we have Lynn Santos in the chat. What's going on, Lynn? What I wanted to talk about was this, because the Vandals reminded me, I wore those shoes in our video where we asked our viewership on YouTube if we should continue to react to Dax's music.
Okay.
Now, the overwhelming answer was no. But as new shit comes out, I still listen to it. Like, I still give it a listen. Yo. I mean, Crypt posted about this on Twitter, but we were gonna make a video, but then didn't because it was just we weren't prepared to do it at the time, and it was just too much. But Dax put out a video where he reuses bars.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right.
It's the same exact word.
It's the same sequence. He takes 2 bars from his song with Quadeca, and Dax is known to charge for his features, and I had nothing against that. I mean,
You're an artist.
I get the idea of someone doing a feature for free, you know, for the community of it. But if Dax doesn't feel like he's part of the community, fine, charge for the feature. That leaves it up to the person who wants to feature him, if they want to pay for it or not. In the case of Crypt, Quadeca, and Screw, they did want to pay for it, and they paid for it. In the end, both Screw and Crypt on their songs felt that Dax didn't follow through on the promotion side and down-talked the songs, which made them feel slighted. I totally get that. Quadeca is of that crew, the one who has not said anything negative about Dax. I'm wondering if that's going to change, though, because the first 2 bars of Dax's verse on his song War with Quadeca are the chorus of his new song.
It's an actual deja vu.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never heard any artist do that ever.
It's like ballsy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's disrespectful, I think. You know? Like,
you really think, 1, they're not going to catch it, or 2, like, you just don't care enough to sit down and write another verse.
Right.
Like, the hell?
And I would say, here's my thought, okay? If, here's the one situation where I could see it working out.
Okay.
Say an all-time great, a legend who has been rapping for years, like Nas, for example, right? Mm-hmm. If Nas took a bar or 2 from a previous song and turned it into a chorus, that would be looked back as a reference to that classic song.
Right. Like a throwback.
Right. Dax put out War in January.
Yeah, that's not even... And he's not, you're right, like, of that status.
Right.
Like, he should be still coming out with fresh stuff at this point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I went to the comments and no one was bringing this up. No one was saying, oh, you're using the lyrics from War here. That's so...
Is that like... Wait, how come... I wonder why no one's bringing it up. Is it something that we're missing? Like, is he alluding to it and then he goes in about it?
It's 2 bars. And he doesn't say... He doesn't, like, reference War at all. He just uses the 2 bars. Okay. But... What I think is,
yeah, you listen to the whole song.
Yeah, I think that we saw the song when it first came out. Mm-hmm. The comments that were coming in were within 15 minutes of the song's release. Mm. So I think that maybe people, I mean, not to like toot our own horn, but like we hear the song over and over because I'm editing it, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe, and plus we have Quadeca's album, so maybe people weren't as familiar with Quadeca's song, right? And maybe Dax didn't promote it that much. Mm-hmm. So his like core his core fan base maybe don't know the song that well.
Right.
But yeah, I thought it was kind of odd to see someone. I mean, if I found out, oh, your stomach's going off, nice.
I must be hungry.
I mean,
I had lunch today.
Fuck, I'm hungry too. Trust me. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm about to make some apricot glazed chicken tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then tomorrow pasta parmesan.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, low key, I kind of want to switch it because I want the pasta parmesan tonight.
Why don't you switch it?
Because the chicken is defrosted for today.
Oh, gotcha.
It won't be as fresh tomorrow.
It's not the same chicken? Or is there no chicken in the pasta?
No, there's no chicken in the pasta.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's vegetarian approved. Mm-hmm. Not vegan, though.
No, because cheese.
No, because cheese, yeah. How do you vegans do it? You know?
It's very strict.
Very strict. Like, I'll forget some shit is not vegan. Like, I remember one time, Amy's vegan friend Cassie was over here, right? And we were talking about Master of None. And, yo, I thought that the scene where Aziz Ansari goes to his friend's house and he's given bacon there, right?
I feel awkward all over again.
It was such a it was a commentary on his religion and about how he, as a modern day Muslim, is questioning, why can't I have bacon? And plus he had that like childlike innocence where he's like, why not? You know? So he goes to his friend's house and he served bacon, and he is in his fucking glory. And Amy and I were talking about how it was just such an interesting take in a topic you don't see on TV. So, and just the whole show is that way, you know? So we were talking about showing Cassie a piece of the show, and I put on that, and as we're watching it, Amy is like visibly getting uncomfortable, and I'm like, what is it? and it was the fact that it's centered on bacon.
But that is true. That story is absolutely true. But what I have to say about it is that happens to me a lot around Cassie. That just happened to me yesterday when we were watching the Jeff Dahmer movie, because I feel overly sensitive with anything that has to do with like hurting animals or eating animals around her, because she's so adamantly like, it's like her religion basically.
Yeah.
So, and I feel because I'm an empath, I just get so cringy feeling how she may be feeling.
Right.
So I immediately dial into that, because the Jeff Dahmer movie is because he kept like mutilating and killing animals because he was a creep like that. And the story was about him in high school, like before he murdered people.
Right.
So it was mostly about animals.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit, I didn't think about that before. I'm like, hey, come over and watch the Jeff Dahmer movie, because I'm like a true crime fan.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, of all the true crime movies, we picked the guy that was like obsessed with killing animals.
Yeah, I think she did well with it though, you know?
Totally.
But,
and I feel that I'm overly sensitive. Like, she's probably like, it's fine, it's just a movie. But I feel like, oh my gosh, how could I do this to you? Put this movie on, you know?
yeah, you were kind of, because there was one part where you...
I told her.
You said out loud, I might have to turn this off.
No, I did say that at the end, but I was like, oh, I didn't think about this. Like, there's like probably a bunch of animal cruelty in this.
Yeah.
Like, fake, obviously, but because he was like a creep.
There wasn't really that much, though.
To me, it was a lot with like I don't want to give any spoilers, but to me,
it's real life. It's not spoilers. That happened in real life.
Oh, that's true. It was very factual. But like the dog in the woods that they found, like that lab dog thing.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We see dead bodies, but you don't see him do it.
Yeah, but
at all. Except the fish.
That movie was so well made. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fish was gnarly.
Yeah. That was probably the worst, because that was like, you see him do it, you know? But otherwise, you don't see him doing that shit. Right. And that I don't see it as a spoiler, because I don't think people want to go to see a movie to see like a dog getting killed, you know?
True.
Like a spoiler is
like a plot twist.
Oh, Captain America did this, Iron Man did this, you know? That where like you're anticipating to see something and someone cuts it down for you by telling you what happens. Right. But this is like, I don't think anyone's excited to see Jeffrey Dahmer kill a dog, you know?
No. Yeah.
And if you are, you're Dahmer. You are Dahmer. You know?
Should probably go see
a
therapist.
Yeah, you should go see a Reiki specialist.
Oh, no. Do not do that.
Yo,
well, no, you know what? I don't want to hate on Reiki specialists, but the one that I met recently was so much more than just that.
Oh, yeah.
She was wild.
Imagine someone like Jeffrey Dahmer worked at Starbucks, right? And they try to get therapy to help their impulses. And they choose the Reiki specialist. And they do not get help. And they kill someone. That's the Reiki specialist's fault.
I'm saying these people sometimes do try to get help. And it doesn't go well. And this is what happens.
Yeah.
These people are in these professional positions to help people. And they need she needs way more help than I do, in my opinion. Mentally.
Oh, yeah.
That lady.
Yes.
Basically, I went to
Reiki
go
specialist.
See, I went to go see a therapist that was recommended on my insurance list or whatever. It was like a Saturday Night Live skit.
What happened there?
So much. I can't even describe it. She was just off her rocker.
Right.
Nuts. Like she was afraid of like satanic cults eating babies and stuff, like talking about being like super racist and talking about like border control and everything like that.
Yeah.
And talking up Trump.
Yeah.
And down immigration and stuff. I'm just like, bro. I mean, lady.
Yeah.
That's not why I'm here.
That's what it is for me. Because, like, here's the thing. We live in an area where the hot dog truck that we pass has a big Trump sign. Like,
Wild.
here, it's very, like, Long Island, out where we live,
It's prominent.
is more rural, you know? See that word and not fucking fuck it up. You watch rural.
Good job.
Hey, spell that word rual. Rural.
Rural.
Don't spell it rural. You know, that's not what it is. You make me sound like fucking Scooby Doo. Rural. You know, rural is different. Okay, so we're pretty rural out here. Okay, so I'm not surprised that homie would have those views. But hey,
He sells hot dogs.
oh, I'm talking about the Reiki specialist.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm talking about don't bring it up when you're Reikiing. You know,
That's not why you're there.
no.
So it was crazy.
Yeah. That happened to you in real life, you know?
Couldn't believe it.
I mean, it's so much more crazy than what we're describing too. Like,
In a way, though, it made me feel happy because I left like laughing, like
Yeah.
like whoa,
oh yeah,
like I left like wow, there are people so much crazier than me. If I left with
Tenfold.
anything like that,
yeah,
any positivity, I was like, holy shit. But then I thought she cannot be talking to other people about this that are
No.
not that won't laugh it off like me. Some people might think like, oh, maybe she has some strain of truth. She doesn't.
no,
So that I tried to call and actually make a complaint about her, but nothing ever came of it. But I guarantee if anyone went to go see her who was smart, she could get in trouble.
yo, imagine what it would have been like if my dad went to her. Can you be her and I'll be my dad?
She'd be like teaching him how to, I don't even know, she'd be like teaching him how to do sage in the house and stuff like that. She'd be like, go to every corner of your house. This is what she told me. And crunch up this sage and light it and push the smoke out and say, there will be no witchcraft or Satanism in this home in every single corner. That's what she told me to do. And she told me to make sure that you weren't home, that my husband wasn't home. I'm like, why? In my head, but of course I didn't say anything because I'm just like waiting for her to be done, and it took so long, like 2.5 hours.
Now say it to me as her and I'll be my dad, okay?
Okay.
That's
Or
same
no,
part.
I'll say another thing she said
Okay,
to me.
okay.
It sounds like you have a lot of sin attached to you, and you need an army of archangels to come protect you, sent by Archangel Michael.
I'm not paying for this bullshit.
Literally, that's what I was like. I swear.
Yo, my dad, when he would be upset, that's so fucking funny. Like, I can't even like think of how you are this way because my dad is like, he had his choice of curses. Like, he didn't deviate. Like, I picture him
like sayings.
Yeah, I picture him like maybe he's like 35 and he's like, I got him. I got my fucking power pack. Watch. Here we go. Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!
Sounds like him.
Yo, he loves son of a bitch.
It's his tagline.
Watch. And the inflection of this one never deviated. God damn it!
I knew you were gonna say that, and if you didn't, I was going to.
That shit. Sometimes shit.
Like with a sharp ending to
Yep.
it. Shit.
And you bastard.
You bastard.
What else?
Aw,
What else?
that's so funny.
Like, Amy will surprise me with some of the shit she says sometimes. She hasn't got her power pack yet, yo.
I'm still toying with it, you know?
Do I have a power pack or no?
I'd have to think about it. Yours is probably more formed than mine.
Okay.
Like your mom definitely has one.
Oh, what's hers?
It's like, not for nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And to be very honest with you.
Wow, yeah.
And like she'll be describing someone, she's the cutest thing ever.
Wow, yeah.
That's
That's so true.
And it's so funny because your dads are like curses and your moms are all like praises.
Yeah.
Oh no, because she says, you know what, not for nothing, and she will.
That becomes
is.
a negative thing. Yeah. If we could add one to my dad's that's not a curse, do you know what it was? Oh, this is so dad. This is so baby boomer. Watch. Yellow.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
right?
totally. This is how my mom answers the phone. You'd think it's rude, but she's just French Canadian, and it's just funny. She just goes, "Yeah."
No way.
I swear to God,
Yeah.
to this day, she answers the phone like that. Or, not so much because I live far away. She'll be like, "Oh, Amy," like that.
Yeah.
But when I would call her throughout the day, she would always sound annoyed. Yeah?
That's fucking hilarious. Yo, yeah, your mom, like, she'll enter a conversation just already in it. You know, like, there's no, like, start to it, really. And, like, just in general.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to, like, this, I think about sometimes, and I feel bad. There was one time where, when Amy and I moved across the country, the way that we did it was very... everyone said, don't do it this way, but this was the best way to do it.
Because we basically only trusted ourselves the most with all of our cats.
Yes.
So that's why we had to, like, tailor around that.
Yes. So Amy and I we had 2 cars. First, we took Amy's car and all the cats. We drove across the country from California to New York. And
the back was like a cat hotel.
yes.
Because they were in separate crates, but they were, like, organized like a fucking Jenga game.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I still have a picture of it before we left.
Oh, I
So-
want that if you have that.
I'm gonna have to find it.
Yeah, because, in fact, right before we moved, Amy traded her car, which was a truck, for a car that had a nice big back where we could have all the cats.
Right.
So
Subaru Outback.
Super Outback. So we drove across the country, and then while Amy sort of like set up and settled in here with the cats, my friend Steve and I, we flew across the country in a plane back to the apartment where Steve and I cleaned up, packed all the stuff into a U-Haul, trailered.
Oh yeah, when you hitch the car up to it.
We hitched our car up to the U-Haul, and then Steve and I drove the U-Haul back across the country. While Steve and I were there cleaning up, we got a knock on the door, and I'm like, literally, who can this be? You know, everyone thinks that we're gone. Like, people look like me and you were gone.
Because we had already, like, said our goodbyes and everything. Because this was, like, part of just, like, the move now.
Right.
Like, a couple people came to help, like, move. But
two
basically
people,
everyone was like, all right, they moved to New York.
Right. People who knew that we were there were, like, Starbucks people. But I had already communicated with them all about helping or not. We had 2 friends, Danny and Jazzy, were supposed to come help. Jazzy canceled last minute. And then, but I knew when they were coming, right? Danny Ott was supposed to come, didn't come. But I had, in my mind, I'm like, oh, so-and-so's supposed to be here this day. So-and-so's supposed to be here this day. And we're just there 2 days. So day 1, Steve and I are like cleaning up and like, duh, duh, duh. And I'm like, fuck, it's going to be like someone complaining that we're making noise. And we're not going to make less noise because we're cleaning up.
Right.
It was Amy's mom at the door. And I opened it, and like, when I opened it, she just started talking to me, and she hands me this book from Amy's car, and I realized only after I was like done talking to her, I was like, oh, she only came here for this, which probably means that she would have liked to have like come in and talked, you know, but since Steve and I were on the move and like things were all like garbaged up around there, I just kind of like took the book and ended it, you know?
Yeah, but she was fine with it. She's just super social.
Yeah.
She's always like, oh, come in.
Yeah.
I'll make some enchiladas.
I would have liked that, you know? But probably her parents were packed up and shit, yeah. I'm a bit less social, you know? I used to be very social. Did you know that?
Yeah, because you had more than one group of friends because you did more than one social thing.
Yeah.
Like you had school, you had church.
Yes.
And then you had like karate.
Right.
And then you had your different jobs too, like the bookstore.
Yeah.
And then Starbucks.
I had like friends.
And even your neighborhood kids, like the street kids.
Yeah. And they didn't overlap, you know? I remember you were startled when when you first came to New York. Do you remember this? About how I had...
Oh, yeah.
Because I wanted you to meet everyone. And it was different for me then because it was my first time back from California to visit New York. So I was blending friends group who hadn't ever met before, right? Because I was just seeing everyone in one shot.
Like trying to get it all in.
Yeah.
And see everyone.
So I had in one room, I had Shannon, who is now our editor. I had friends from my old youth group, like Steve is the guy who is the guy I reference in the podcast episode. My best friend with my beef with my best friend Steve. I had Twan over, who was on episode 40. I had Chris over. I had just a bunch of people who some knew one another, some vaguely, some didn't know one another at all. Some were college friends, some were friends from the school where I taught. And Amy, I remember you were like, "Why doesn't anyone know Shannon?" And
because I thought, for some reason, like, that you just had like one big group of friends and they all knew each other.
Yeah. Yeah, the truth was that like Shannon and a different guy who you have met, Sean, actually, Sean Arena, are the only friends from my job Borders where I used to work. They liquidated the fuck out of us, went out of business, you know, that I still see. So I brought them all together, and Amy was just not the structure of her friend group, you know. And that's what I would do when I was younger, was like I would bounce around and just if I didn't have a thing to do and like to go out for a while, there was one set of a few years where I was upset if there was a day where I had nothing to do. And now, yo.
You love that shit.
That to me would be...
It's rare too.
Like a fucking rare steak. To have nothing to do? Fuck.
Yeah.
Come on!
The last time that happened to you was what, when we were in San Diego last?
That's what I wanted it to be, but it didn't end up being that.
You still end up doing things.
Yeah.
Like you have to just wrap things up or answer an email or something. That's when, because it's like not a 9 to 5 really.
Yes. What sucked about the San Diego thing was that my entire intention was to make it the first time I was on an actual vacation where I had nothing to do. And we're going on a Tuesday. So Monday night, I was like, all right, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to pack. And then I just switched it up, and I packed. And that Monday night, my other stuff took so long that by the time I was done packing, I got on the plane with Amy and my mom, and I didn't even do the writing. It just didn't fit. So then I just split it up over the next few days of the trip.
Still got it done, though.
Still got it done, you know. But
as you do.
Gotta take a real vacation soon again too, you know, where I actually do nothing. And I tell everyone, bitch, I ain't doing shit while I'm gone.
Take a hiatus.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the power pack thing. I don't think that you have a power pack. I think that you switch it up a lot, you know?
Yeah. I say like gnarly.
Not that often, actually.
I guess more at work.
Yeah.
The power pack is all in Shanforce.
That's true. Yeah, that's true for us. I have things that I say unconsciously too much, but they aren't like part of the thing. They're all fillers. I say, you know, too much. And I'll make lists. That's my thing. I just noticed this actually while editing our reaction videos. I make too many lists.
Even when there's not a list to be made?
Yeah.
He'll structure it in a list. He'll be like, even when there's not a list to be made, he'll structure it in the way that it's a list.
I'll do that. What is that? What the fuck is that?
He's a fan of hierarchy, you know?
That's crazy. Yeah, I rank things today.
He's a ranker.
I texted Amy, your brother's got a rank too.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I texted you that, yeah. Everyone has a rank. But the brothers thing was a joke, though, because I was just saying how, her brother Casey's like Captain America, you know?
He kind of is.
Like,
they're all awesome, though.
Ooh, I was about to make an analogy that spoiled Endgame. Can't do that.
Don't.
You know what? Even though Marvel says, like, they put a moratorium on spoilers, and then since the new Spider-Man trailer has spoilers, they called it off because they said it's been long enough. To me, it hasn't. You know, there are people who who haven't seen the movie yet.
My friend Sam today at work was telling me that he still hasn't seen it because he and his wife's work schedule haven't been matched up so that they can see it together. he's like, I'm gonna have to go see it alone.
It's gonna be hard for them to avoid spoilers.
Totally. At this point, especially.
I mean, honestly, like I've seen things now online that if we haven't seen the movie yet, would have spoiled it for me. You know?
Yeah, we went pretty quick, and we were actively avoiding spoilers online too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because dude, I did a bad thing today though. Because my best friend Tommy is so weird, and he's like not interested in seeing it really, and he made me tell him what happens.
Okay. He's like
he made me. I was hesitant, and then I brought him into the corner.
Yeah.
And because first he was in drive-thru with this other girl, Sarah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure she's seen it, but even still, he's like, so what happens in Endgame? Blah, blah, blah. Does anyone die? And I just looked at him, I go, what's Endgame? And I just walked away. And Sarah just smiled at me so like knowingly, like, yeah, boss. So I felt really good.
Yeah.
And then like 20 minutes later, he's hassling me. I'm not going to see it. I don't care. No. Just tell me. I don't care. He's from Staten Island. That's how he talks. Just tell me. So then I'm like, all right. And I huddled him into a little corner. I got really quiet, told him what happens. And he said, okay, all right. Like that. And I felt bad for like 25 minutes after. I was like, you better not tell anyone.
Yeah. I mean, here's the crazy thing. Why does he care if he doesn't care?
Because he's weird. He just wants to know. Like, he wants to have knowledge that his friends want to know. But he doesn't want to, like, go and see the movie and spend the money. He just wants to be the know-it-all, like, know-all. He's, like, omnipotent Tommy. That's what he has to be. He was telling me a story about how at a surprise birthday party the other night, there was this couple fighting, and he was yelling at them and, like, reprimanding them, telling them how his friend is more important than this stupid fight, and sex is not going to fix anything, and blah, blah, blah. He's so funny. He was like loudly Dr. Philling them at a surprise party. And then he said, I have a video of it if you want to see. And I thought, how do you have a video of that?
So someone videoed him like lecturing?
Yelling, yeah. Lecturing.
That's actually him saying sex doesn't fix everything. I don't know if I agree with that. No, seriously. I think the opposite. I think with bad sex, you can't fix anything. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe that's what he meant.
Okay. Because I had this in my mind because I listened to my friend Chris Halton and Brian Halton's podcast, and on virtually almost every view, I have the opposite view. Except Bri had a lot of good things to say about climate change that comes from a more informed perspective than mine, because Bri is much more into science than I am. But they were talking about how sex before marriage isn't like the ideal, and about how as Christians the best bet is to save yourself, you know? And here's the thing though. Here's a fact, okay? And it's hard to engage with someone who is saving themselves for marriage in this way, because until they have sex with one person for a longer amount of time, or multiple people, that's fine too, they won't know this. The truth is, there are some bodies that are not physically compatible, that it will never be good. And that causes emotional problems too, because it brings up feelings of tension and inadequacy that isn't just about sex, right? Because the physical relations between someone impacts the emotional relations between someone. And that's important. So this was fresh in my mind because of this no sex before marriage thing. And I get it from a religious aspect, but I even want my religious friends to, dude, just sin a couple times and then ask for forgiveness. Because I couldn't imagine being in a relationship with someone who I was incompatible with, who I didn't know that until marriage, and then it becomes a big problem, you know?
Yeah, because then you're it becomes a problem than about more than just that.
Yeah. It's just people intellectualize it and say that anyone can love anyone, but the truth is some people have chemistry and some don't. And that's down to it's present in personal exchanges, it's present in friends. That's why you connect with some people better as friends and some not. But it's also true for sex. That's true. So I would love to debate them on this because obviously they aren't on the podcast. But the truth is that I do hope that Bri, and this sounds kind of fucked up, I hope that Bri strays because I want him to not be caught in a marriage that doesn't work. Because what's a bigger sin? Just having sex a few times and then knowing and not marrying, or knowing and getting married, or just having to essentially realize that you made the wrong choice after marriage. You know, that's rough. And that's obviously a big segue away from what we're doing, but that was just on my mind after having heard their podcast, you know? Because it's weird when you hear someone talk that you know. Because obviously, like, a lot of the podcasts that I listen to, I'll hear, like, say Fighter and the Kid, right? Today, I was listening to their latest episode, and they had a point where they both agreed where I disagreed. I don't think about it that much, though. They'll talk about it and then move on, and I'll move on. When my friends are on a podcast, I kind of want to always rebut because I know them, you know? And
it's like you have the opportunity to text them or call them.
Yeah.
It's like a tease.
And I text Chris all the time, actually. I texted Chris when the podcast started. I texted Chris, hey, on this topic, Bri had some really good points. You should let him like be a bit less aggressive in responding because if Bri was able to more elaborate on this, and that point, then you guys would have had a more interesting conversation because it would have gone, instead of going this way where you both agree and disagree, it could have gone like this where he has a point that makes you think and you have a point that makes him think. And that's, I kind of want to have Bri on to talk about that, you know? Just like...
Oh, yeah, the Halton series.
Yeah, because like that's... it's an interesting thing where like... religion celebrates marriage, but this seems like a pitfall to me, you know, because there are important things to marriage other than like what's inside a person. There are other things too that matter, you know?
Mm-hmm. Death.
But yeah, let's move on to our Kickstarter of the week, okay?
Okay.
Just to keep things on a lighter note here. Oh, hey, we have some new comments. Zach O'Connor says, I felt the same way when she was catering my cousin's wedding.
Cassie.
Oh, yeah, about our vegan friend Cassie. I ordered the vegan dish and it was pretty... Oh, that's really sweet, Zach.
That's so
Zach
nice.
ordered the vegan dish for her. That's so nice.
He's so thoughtful.
Oh, hey, Kev Halton is here. Fuck yeah.
Yo,
Kev, if you're still here, man, I was just talking about Brian Chris's podcast, about a point that they made that I kind of wanted to discuss further. So maybe we'll have Brian on this podcast if he's willing to come down and get fucking dirty with us here, you know? And we have Christopher John, who, that isn't his real last name. That's my high school friend. He actually was in a short film with me.
Nice.
That Chris directed, actually. Smiley Chris, that is. Christopher John comments, Pat, miss you, man. You're both crushing the game. Mm-hmm. Side note, the hanky is a lot of fun, but do the hokey pokey responsibly. It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Good point.
Put on that helmet, you guys, you know? So listen, we're moving on to our Kickstarter of the week.
All right.
It's called Cat Food, Hard Enamel Pins.
How cute.
So let's play this video. Oh, yeah, and they have already reached their goal. For those who are just listening, right now, it's an animation of a clerk at a food store, and she's scanning in fruit shaped like cats.
Yeah. It's so short.
Oh, man, that's our cat Neil.
That's Neil. Oh, my God.
That's so cute. Yeah.
That was so short and sweet.
Very sweet.
I love it.
The concept is they have fruit with... That's like it's like an amalgamation of cats and fruit. So you have a banana. That's this long llama-looking cat, you know?
Oh my god, I want like ball joint doll versions of these.
How cute is this? You have a strawberry cat, a pair of cherry cats, broccoli cat.
That's cute as shit.
Carrot cat, grilled cheese cat, watermelon cat, called Big Boy.
So cute.
Oh, they have stickers too. They have a grape sticker.
Grapes.
Fuck yeah. Very, very cool.
That is so clever. I love the marketing, how it's called cat food.
Yes. It's
Because
brilliant.
it's like not food for your cat.
Nope.
The food is cats.
It's true.
And I like, the video was only like 15 seconds long.
Very
and it was
cute.
perfect.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I when we usually do the Kickstarters of the week, we'll roast them a little bit sometimes. We'll poke fun. Just to have fun. And just to sort of play it light, because we on this podcast, while we do get serious sometimes, we lean more toward being a light comedic podcast. We joke around about stuff. So we tend to poke fun. But this, I got no fun to poke.
They just look fun to have.
Yeah, I want that, you know?
I want those. They're
Yeah.
so cute. Check that out.
So yeah, check it out right now. It is on Kickstarter for, as of recording this, 3 more days. They only have 26 backers.
Wow.
They should have some more for sure. They have met their goal. The goal was $400. They made $743. I think that this is a case where people haven't seen this as much as they should. I think that this, if more eyes got on this, this could be a trending campaign.
Totally. I would pick that right up if I saw it at a convention.
Absolutely.
Hey, is it Kickstarter's like 10-year anniversary or something?
It is, yeah.
Nice. I saw that on the logo there.
Yeah, big up to Kickstarter.
Happy birthday.
They are very much a. I mean, we have certain foundations of our business, you know. We are foundations of the business, but I'd say equal part to us so far has been Kickstarter. You know, we couldn't do what we have done without Kickstarter. There are some things like choices that we've made and like certain concepts and different things that we've tried, you know, that we would still be somewhat where we are if we didn't do that. Kickstarter, no way. That is a foundation of our business.
Def.
So big shout to Kickstarter for their big 10 years.
Nice.
Kickstarter is as old as Wesley is now.
Aw.
A decade. A decade, you guys. Okay? But yeah, I think we'll wrap things up right now, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you guys.
It was nice talking to you and my wife.
And my jazz.
That's some Shamforce for you right there.
I knew you were going to say that.
So we're ending things right now. Thanks a lot for watching. Remember, we don't edit these things. What I do, I pop the video in, tweak it a little bit, brighten it a little bit. With the audio, I don't pull shit out.
It's raw.
If my wife says something problematic, I guess you got to cancel her on Twitter.
What's new?
Because I'm not editing shit, okay? Cancel the Shans. Hashtag it up, you know?
Oh my god. Imagine.
Hey.
What would I say? What could we say? No. I can't even imagine.
Oh, I could.
Nobody can imagine what they would say and then they do it.
Exactly. I could imagine getting canceled, hashtag canceled, for things we've already done.
Oh my god, the
You know?
horrors.
They're coming for us. But hey, guess what?
The who was
If you come canceled, if you come to cancel us, Yahuwah, fuck you. Cancel us. See if it matters. We're out of here, though. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Space between. Space between.